Hello everyone, this is Brian with AmusementSource.media, and we are not in Texas right now. We are actually in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee at Dollywood Theme Park. This is my very first visit to Dollywood. Really excited to be here. Everything I've seen so far is beautiful, but we're gonna actually try to give you kind of a first-timer tour of the park. We'll show you kind of the main attractions, the main things to do, where some of the theaters are. This park dates back really far. It dates back into the 60s. Eventually it became Silver Dollar City, owned by Herschend, who owns the other Silver Dollar City. And then Dolly Parton got involved in the 80s, became Dollywood, and they've been off to the races ever since. And they've created a phenomenal park. You've got tons of thrill rides, tons of family rides, shows, all kinds of stuff. So we're excited to show you around. Let's check it out. And we made our way into the park, and this is kind of your main entrance right here. You swing around, and they have this very fun Dollywood photo op right in front of the Show Street Palace Theater facade. You can see it's themed to their summer celebration, which we're actually going to get to see a little bit of. Looks like they have a lot of fun decor. You can see some of it down there, but swing around this way, you've got like your time saver purchases, your lockers, rentals for other things in that building over there. And then this is the main gift shop, which is the Emporium. So they've got anything you might need: sunscreen, medicine, shirts, souvenirs. For those of you who are really into the coaster dynamic stuff, you would find a lot of that in there, and they have a lot of it. But yeah, this is kind of just one-stop shop right up here at the front to get a lot of stuff done. We'll keep on moving. Just give you all a quick look at this gift shop real quick before we move on. It's very nice in here, spacious, all kinds of stuff. I mean, Christmas ornaments, hats, all kinds of Dollywood stuff, all kinds of Dolly Parton stuff, plenty of stuff for kids, bags, you name it, it's in here. And as we come down an area called Show Street, see you've got a bakery, ice cream shop, and during their summer celebration, they put up all of these kites, and it's very fun. And it's not sunny today, but when it is sunny, looks like these provide some really nice shade through here. There are some festival booths and things up here. You've got a sweet shop over here, so I can get fresh fudge, chocolate-covered cheesecake, gourmet apples, probably all kinds of stuff, to be honest. And one thing I really appreciate is they've got these ride wait time TVs, and they're very easy to read. They have all the rides on it. It's not just scrolling, which is nice because you don't have to wait to see what the information is you're trying to get. And we're going to actually cut off of the Show Street area and go down into this little nook right here to the right. And so over in this little nook, you've got Dolly's Closet, which is another gift shop. Probably has some very specific merch in it. You swing across from that, and it looks like this is the Dolly Parton experience, and it looks like maybe they're working on this to perhaps remodel it and reopen it, so it doesn't look like we'll look at that today. They do have a really cool Dolly Parton tour bus out here, which is really fun. They also had one over at the resort that you could kind of look at. You definitely can't get this close to it, but you also have the Dream Song Theater, which appears to be a very large theater right here in this little nook too. And as we continue down past Dolly's Closet, you run into like a 50s themed area. You've got the Pines Theater where the Dreamland Drive-In is currently playing. You've got another big restaurant right here, Red's Drive-In, which you see it right there, burgers, wraps, and fries. And I think we're gonna have to come see this show at some point. Don't know if it'll be today, but I encourage y'all to check out their shows because they are really good, really highly rated. And looks like we're getting very close to Lightning Rod, which is one of the high thrill coasters here. And right here you have the entrance to the Lightning Rod roller coaster, which is a very high thrill coaster. You can kind of see this embanked turn right here. Let's see if we can get this guy going by. So this is one of the park's newer attractions, and probably one of the craziest aspects of it is the fact that it has a launch to lift hill. So not your traditional chain lift, but you go right up that thing. It's really wild, and you can just see how crazy this element is right here alone. As you swing over from Lightning Rod, you run into the Rockin' Roadway, which are some fun little classic cars that you can drive around. We'll try to get you a better shot of these too. And you can see these are like your old school like 50s automobiles, and they've got other little themed elements in there. Very fun family ride for sure. I like these ones with the working headlights. That's a lot of fun. So you can see that launch to lift hill right there. I know we're kind of moving on from Lightning Rod, but really crazy design, bold engineering. I know they've had a lot of trouble with it, but it does look like it's very fun. As we continue out of this immediate area, you run into the Smoky Mountain Rampage, which is a rapids ride. So if you're feeling a little hot, they got something for you. And, you know, I don't know what the wetness level is on this. I've obviously never ridden it, but I'm gonna say you probably get pretty wet, because most rapids rides, that's what happens. But it does look like people are having a lot of fun. Even the ghost that just went by on that one, but love it. And you can kind of see these barrels over here. You can shoot people from the pathway, which is always a good time. So we cut back over towards Show Street, and just wanted to point out they do have these festival fair booths. Also, I encourage you to go to Dollywood's website to see the food menus. They've got all kinds of food and drink during this festival. But we're actually going to swing around and head this way, back into a little bit of some of the older sections of the park. As we continue on, you run into Aunt Granny's, which I'm pointing this out just because it's basically like a family-style dining where you get, you know, all kinds of different food. You can see it right there. It's very fairly priced, about $27. Pretty crazy. It's fun to see stuff like this in theme parks still, because, you know, it's not your run-of-the-mill. As we move past that restaurant, you run into Dolly's Tennessee Mountain Home. This is a replica of where she lived as a child, so very humble beginnings. Of course, as you see, you can go on in there and check it out. Just another cool, really little thing. And then, of course, they've got lots of landscaping, and you can see that we've got some memory plaques for some of Dolly's family right there. And as you can see from that wayfinding sign, if we go to the right, you hit the train depot and the country fair area. So we'll go give that a look here real quick. And as we get towards the end of this pathway, you run into the Dollywood Express, which is not here right now, but they do have signage that will tell you when the train is scheduled to come and board and all of that, which is always good. And park kind of just dead ends over here. You do have a carousel, and of course, like all around the park, you've got all these shops. There's a little pizza place over here. There's a whole county fair area over here that we'll go check out. Show you some of the rides over there. Got to go down a pretty nice steep hill to get into County Fair. First thing I'm seeing down here, though, is a lot of Midway games. So if that's your jam, looks like you got to come down to County Fair, and that's pretty fitting, you know what I mean? So pretty fun. That guy waved at us. And this area certainly lives up to its name. You can see we've got some lemon twist teacups over here. You've got a disco ride, which is called the Dizzy Disc. And as you swing this way, you've got the amazing flying elephants, which is, you know, you kind of board your own elephant and you can go up and down as this spins in a circle. There's a trees in the way, but they've got this really cool swing ride. I don't think I've ever actually seen one of these. Let's get a better view. And you can see this swing ride right here. Looks very tame, very family friendly. Not really sure what you would see from there though. We're kind of in a weird spot in the park, but still, if you're not too sure about extreme heights, this is probably for you. So we were just over this way, and if you come into this back corner, you've got 4 little children's rides over here, just very basic spinny, rides, stay on the ground, go up and down a little bit. Looks very popular though. In this building right here, you have bumper cars called the Demolition Derby. Over there in the corner, you have the Waltzing Swinger, which is a swing ride. And I can hear the Dollywood Express coming. Yes, we'll get a shot of this train since we didn't see it in the station. Try to zoom in here as it goes past the Waltzing Swinger. It's a legit train, y'all. It's really cool. Very high capacity too. Holds 500 people. And then as you go to the right of the Waltzing Swinger, you run into a very classic scrambler ride called the Scrambler. As we backtrack out of the county fair area, you get a really nice look at this engine. This is Cinderella. They have nicknames, or I should say names, for their engines. Thing is massive. As we go past this really wild fountain, if you go up to the left, you can go up to see where they do blown glass, which is a really cool old school theme park relic that a lot of theme parks don't have anymore, so I highly recommend it. It's a bit hilly over there. I do think for the keeping time in mind, we're going to keep chugging along this way, show y'all some more of the park. And the fountain is down that way. You come under the train tunnel. You've got another fairly large dining location with Miss Lillian's Smokehouse, lots of barbecue. But I think the big thing that people love is the cinnamon bread. So you can go to the Grist Mill over here, get you some delicious cinnamon bread.
Oh my goodness, y'all we should see it long legs like these.
And sort of across from the Grist Mill, you have the Valley Theater, which right now is playing the show Forever Country. You can see outdoor, but has shade and fans, so should be a pretty decent and comfortable experience. Also, big warning, if you have no self-control around Christmas ornaments and Christmas decorations, you're in trouble here. They have a Christmas store all year. As we make our way out of that little blacksmith area, it looked like they were making some railroad ties. You run into the Robert F. Thomas Chapel, and they do have service on Sundays at 11:30. Everyone is welcome here at Dollywood, of course, and you can just go in there, reflect, look around, do whatever you need to do. Right beyond the chapel, they have this basically like an eagle conservatory. So eagles that can't live in the wild, this is a sanctuary for them. You can see one of them just chilling up there on the hill, just having a good old time. As we move on past the eagle habitat, you run into Blazing Fury, which is an indoor coaster. Got a little bit of show scene elements to it. Very fun, kind of little old school attraction. As we head up into Wilderness Pass towards the Tennessee Tornado, they got another one of these fun little art installations. So much like the kites we saw before, these are actually pool floaties, which is genius because it's a very vibrant and just a fun thing to look at as you walk down this pathway. nicely built into the terrain over here is the Tennessee Tornado, which is a old school aero looping coaster. And it's got a pretty big loop right here that you can see. This is definitely a pretty hidden ride, seems like. We still gotta go around, but we're making our way towards Fire Chaser Express, which is a launching Gerschlauer coaster. Got a lot of fun firefighter related theming. You can see all the twisting track out that way. And this one actually does really look like a lot of fun. We'll see if we can catch a train for you. And right in front of us, way up on the hill, is Wild Eagle, which is a B&M winged coaster. And some people are critical of these, but I think winged coasters are really, really cool and really unique. And what's cool about this is you're up in the mountains. And you can see Fire Chaser Express here. Just right across from that is your main entrance to Wild Eagle. We've made our way into the park's Timber Canyon area, and one of the main attractions over here is the Mystery Mine, which is a Eurofighter. So you've got some vertical lifts and some pretty steep drops, and a lot of it does happen in the show building. So there are some thematic elements, because you know, sometimes Eurofighters, they can be a little hard to ride, a little rough, but here you at least get a lot of show elements, which is good. And I know we just entered the Timber Canyon area, but we are going to take a slight detour and go into the park's newest area, which is Wildwood Grove. So you just go through this rocky entrance. This is where the all-new Big Bear Mountain Coaster is, and then of course, just a short time ago, they built all kinds of rides and attractions back here that are great for families. So over here to the right, you've got your main eating location, Till Harvest Food Hall. They do have a covered outdoor eating area. They've got cheeseburgers, chicken tenders. Looks like they've got some Mexican favorites. Got your main Wildwood Grove entrance signage. All kinds of children's attractions back here. Pretty much as far as the eye can see, but there are a couple roller coasters back here. You can see just how epic Wild Eagle is there in the background, but the brand new attraction here in Wildwood Grove is Big Bear Mountain, which is a multi-launch coaster. Nice family coaster. It is very long though. So we're at one side of the track, but the track does actually span pretty far down the other way, and you do get to go through this really fun little water feature right here. You don't get wet though. As we make our way deeper into Wildwood Grove, you run into Hidden Hollow, which is like an indoor kiddie play area.
Which I didn't realize.
Swing across this way. They do have a flyer over here. Of course, you have to have your Dippin' Dot stand. But then, here in the background, this green inverted roller coaster is Dragon Flyer. And it is a family inverted coaster, but it is very deceiving. So if you're an adult, I recommend you take it on. It's a lot of fun. And just to give y'all a little bit of reference, since we kind of just been floating through this area, this is the indoor kiddie area. Also has a restroom attached to it. You swing this way. The entrance to Big Bear Mountain is down that way, and then the entrance to the Dragonfly or inverted coaster is right in front of us. So all very, very close to each other. We have backtracked back over to Mystery Mine, and we've got a few more attractions before we've made a full loop here at the park. The next attraction you run into is Drop Line, which is this drop tower right here. Now this isn't, you know, like your hydraulic launch tower. This is straight up, gonna take you to the top and free fall you. So it's very high intensity, but you can see it does spin, so you get a great view of the surroundings. But when you start dropping, you're dropping. Oh, okay. So we've been fighting the rain all day. As you can see, it's real muggy, but there in the background is Thunderhead, which is kind of your classic wooden coaster by GCI. And I'm not sure if you can see, but they've done some really extensive retracking. You can kind of see it there. And then directly in front of us is Whistlepunk Chaser, which is their little kiddie coaster. And it's just nestled right here in this little area. No land goes unused. I'm sure you go around more than once. Oh man, it makes noise. Yeah, you go around a couple times. That's a lot of fun. We were just down that way at Whistlepunk Chaser. You come all the way down this pathway here, and you run into Thunderhead. And you can see a lot more of that new retracking even from right here. All right, everyone, that does it for this look at Dollywood Theme Park here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I know those of you who have probably been here a lot, we didn't even scratch the surface on this place. We wanted to just do a general tour, kind of give you an idea of what it looked like as a first timer. But we had a lot of fun. We have been riding some of the rides. We can't film here, but really good rides here. We've had some really delicious food too. We did end up eating at Aunt Granny's, freaking stuffed. But if you have any questions about Dollywood, let us know in the comments below. We'll do our best to help. If you want to know more about the summer celebration, make sure you go to Dollywood's website. They have all kinds of information there. Thank you all for watching. Take care. We'll see you soon.